can't fight terrorists. I don't know anything about guns or jets.
That doesn't matter. All that matters, Gary, is what you have here.
Whether they're dominating television animation, directing award-winning Broadway musicals, or breaking world records for swearing,
Why the not?
Eric!
Dude, you just said again.
Trey Parker and Matt Stone are in the business of winning. But at the height of their notoriety and fame, the South Park masterminds got tangled up in a project with far too many strings attached. Because when Parker and Stone decided to make their puppet-based fever dreams a reality, Team America World Police nearly broke them.
Okay, a limousine that can fly. Now I have seen everything.
Really? Have you seen a man eat his own head?
No.
So then you haven't seen everything.
With buckets of crude humor, celeb-skewering edginess, and one of the most infamous love scenes of all time, Team America World Police has been a controversial lightning rod since its debut in 2004. Aside from its edgy antics, this all-practical, no CGI feature is something of a technical marvel. But like many feats of practical wonder, the Team America crew paid a serious price behind the scenes. From ballooning budgets to on-the-fly rewrites, Trey Parker and Matt Stone claimed this production was hell on earth. Before their brief careers as puppeteers, Parker and Stone had mastered another form of art. As animators, voice actors, and directors of South Park, the pair created an empire as off-color comedians, praised by many, scorned by some, and feared by nearly every parent on the planet.
Everybody's in it.
Eric!
I'm sorry, I can't help myself. That movie has warped my fragile little mind.
South Park became one of the highest-rated cable programs ever. With its potty mouth machinations and tight production schedule, Parker and Stone's TV outing seemed proof that they could take on the silver screen. After starring in the critical disappointment Basketball, their debut feature South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut was a box office smash, and even broke a Guinness World Record with 399 swear words during its runtime.
Dude, that movie was f***ing sweet. You bet ya it was. Dude, I want to be just like Terrence and Phillip.
Even though the success of the South Park movie brought unparalleled opportunities to its creators, Trey Parker and Matt Stone were seemingly sick of Hollywood.
That sucks, dude. Dude, I'm telling you, it's jobs. We gotta get jobs. Then we get the khakis. Then we get the chicks.
Many hoped Parker and Stone would retaliate with another romp in the small mountain town, but an anonymous spokesman for the duo claimed a sequel would not surface, saying the first South Park movie was so potent, we are all still recovering from the blow. Parker and Stone found filmic inspiration in the most unlikely of places. Rejuvenated by the shared memory of a bizarre children's show, the newly Oscar-nominated South Park creators turned to puppets. Thunderbirds, a British puppet show that long since faded from public consciousness, with cheesy dialogue and haunting marionettes, this strange relic was too visually upsetting for its intended audience. But after a short-lived run in the 1960s, Thunderbirds remained a campy childhood nightmare for those who experienced it. Also of great interest to the pair were the action-packed creations of Jerry Bruckheimer. Evidently, Stone and Parker were particularly tickled with Bruckheimer's cliche-filled blockbuster, Armageddon. The Aerosmith needle drop and sappy romantics were so hilarious to the duo that they originally conceived a word-for-word adaptation with puppets. Warded off by Bruckheimer's studio execs and terrified agents, Parker and Stone pivoted to a new concept. Approaching Paramount with plans for a puppet-driven comedy, the duo banked off the goodwill of their recent South Park theatrical hit. And after a strenuous period of negotiations, Team America World Police received the green light. Known for their quick turnaround on South Park's weekly release cycle, Parker and Stone assumed Team America would be just another cakewalk. The two casually penned a joke-filled script and prepared for a test shoot. Unfortunately, neither director had any experience with puppetry or small-scale direction. As they would soon find out, the difference between rudimentary 2D animation and full-blown marionette work is vast.
You think it would be great, you really do. But as soon as you shoot your first scene and you're like, okay, this one all he's wanting to do is walk in and look to his right. And the puppet comes in and goes...
But before production even began, Parker and Stone were informed that the film would be released in a mere matter of months. Originally thinking they could film the project in 7 weeks, the directors quickly realized they would have to double that in order to succeed. According to Stone, when we wrote the script, we didn't write it with puppets in mind. We just wrote it like any big action film. A guy jumps his motorcycle over 16 cars and there's a big explosion, and handled the script without any thoughts about how we would actually do it. Parker and Stone also realized there were major problems with the script as a whole, noticing that puppets don't make the best comedians.
We started shooting these scenes with puppets, and we had them do all this stuff, and they would really just kind of mash together, and they couldn't do their lines very well, and they couldn't even really look at each other.
Trey Parker knew he had to make some major adjustments. And since Trey Parker voiced a majority of the characters himself, this put extra strain on him and the crew. According to the lead puppeteer, he's done 3 at a time, all having a conversation with each other. Because Trey was rewriting, there was no time to pre-record, so he did dialogue on the fly while other puppeteers performed. And due to the precise methods used to produce realistic movements and marionettes, this proved incredibly challenging. Although there was a team of about 4 operators per puppet working on cranes from above, Trey Parker himself worked the mechanism that moved each mouth. Stone said, "I don't know why we thought doing a puppet movie would be fun because it was terrible." The on-the-go nature of Team America's writing process shaped the creators in more ways than one, because as America's War on Terror escalated during production, Stone and Parker used real-world events to tell their story.
They're called terrorists, Gary, and they hate everything about you.
Why? What did I do to them? I'm just a Broadway actor.
It's not who you are, Gary, it's what you stand for.
Team America features a contrived, overly patriotic narrative like something out of Steven Seagal's darkest dreams. Stone and Parker let loose the woes and feelings of many Americans at the time. By tackling celebrity culture, political figureheads, and glorified violence, Team America World Police is a messy but effective snapshot of its time.
Matt David!
And even though Stone and Parker clearly struggled with the reins of their unwieldy monster, Team America is an exceptionally detailed film. At around 1/3 scale, the puppets and their costumes were made and maintained with precision. Using removable body parts and a series of stock skeletons, faces and characters would be changed to fit any given moment. Unfortunately, even the simple act of a puppet drinking at a bar could take an entire day to shoot. And in terms of cost, even the smallest items, a miniature Uzi for example, might set the budget back by $1,000 or more. That's not to say it was all doom and gloom on set. The crew of Team America was truly one of a kind. Like 2 adult children with the ultimate playroom, Parker and Stone let their imaginations run rampant. With subtle touches like the croissant roads of France and constant size-based gags, Team America is filled with charming Easter eggs. And when Team America was finally unleashed in theaters, critics were mostly kind. Celebrities were enraged, and audiences were, well, sort of confused. Despite taking in an eventually paltry profit, Parker and Stone's picture was mostly seen by kids who snuck in. Though something of a hit in blockbuster rentals and DVD sales, Team America's target audience was simply too young to buy tickets. Although Trey Parker is set to return to film with an upcoming untitled project, the Wonder Duo have stayed away from major motion pictures for nearly 20 years. But that hasn't stopped them from making major waves. In 2011, Trey Parker and Matt Stone hit Broadway with their musical comedy, The Book of Mormon. Though the play was as raunchy and raucous as ever, Parker and Stone's work received 9 Tony Awards and a coveted Grammy for Best Theater Album. As for a return to the Team America verse, not a chance. Even aside from its disappointing box office returns and overblown budget, Parker and Stone have made it clear they hated the experience. In one enlightening interview, Stone lamented, "It was the worst time of my entire life. I never want to see a puppet again. It ruined all the serious relationships in my life. You just become a different person." Even if we'll never see another Team America, its impact has been reflected in Hollywood for decades. From anachronistic classics like Borat and Tropic Thunder to auteur-based animation anomalies. It's hard to imagine them existing without Team America. And if the recent $37,000 auction for one particular puppet is any indication, the rest of the world hasn't forgotten Team America either. And that's it for this week's episode. Do you think Trey Parker and Matt Stone's hard work paid off? What is your favorite scene from Team America World Police? Let us know in the comments below, and as always, be sure to subscribe below to keep up with all our Nerdstalgic videos.